Welcome to Module 3 of the Excel training program. In this module we'll be looking at editing workbooks. We'll be selecting ranges of cells, we'll be editing cell contents, we'll be clearing cell contents, we'll also be copying contents, moving them, inserting and deleting cells. We'll also insert columns and rows and also delete those. We'll be copying cells with Autofill. We'll be inserting cell comments. We'll use the spell check and we'll use the find and replace tool. Here is our agency spreadsheet, but with a little bit more data, so I'm able to demonstrate copying and cutting, moving and selecting. At the moment my mouse pointer is in cell A1, the home cell. Just to the top left of that, if I click on the arrow here, I can select the whole worksheet. If I just wanted to deselect, I just click into any cell like so. Now let's suppose I want to select all the cities here, starting with Edinburgh, ending up with Prague. Notice that the mouse pointer is a white plus sign. I'm just going to left click now and drag it down as far as Prague. And that is that range of cells selected. To deselect, just click into any cell. Now if I wanted to select two different ranges together, for example the cities and the contract values over there in column F, I'm selecting column F there, but I only want the values within column F. So first of all I'll select the cities again, run down as far as Prague. Now I hold my control key down, move over to the first cell that I want to select, in this case F2, click and select all the way down as far as cell F14. Notice that cell F2 is white, but it is in fact selected. Okay, to deselect, I click into any cell. If I want to select a large range of cells, I just left click with my mouse pointer and I have those cells selected. To deselect, click into any one of the cells. If I want to select a row, say Dublin for example, I'll just click on the 6 of the row and that selects the whole row for me. And as we saw a moment ago, we can select any column. I'll select column E this time just by clicking on the E, and that is column E selected. That's different from selecting the values in column E. If I want to select just those, I need to start with my first one here in cell E2 and run down as far as E14. And remember, if I want to select another range at the same time, I hold my control key down and I have those two ranges selected. And I'll just deselect there now. If I want to edit any of these cell contents, as we discovered in the last module, I can click onto the particular cell and I can double click then to get into the cell itself. I'll just change some text there, and as you'll remember, once you're finished dealing with the cell, we hit return or enter to get out of the cell. And remember, if I want to move to the right, I can use my right arrow key or my tab and indent key. If I want to clear contents from a cell or a range of cells, I just click into the cell that I want to clear. I can go up to the ribbon here and go clear contents. Remember, our Control and Z will undo what we just did, so Control and Z again. I could also right click and run down to clear contents. I'll just Control and Z to bring that back. If I want to clear a range of cells, I'll select the range first of all, and the same thing, go up to clear and clear contents. This will clear everything or empty everything from those particular cells. I'll deselect, and I can bring them back, of course, by going Control Z or undo. Okay, let's look at copying and pasting now. Suppose I just want to select one cell, Sophia for example. I can go up to my ribbon here and go copy, or I could use the keyboard shortcut. As you can see there is Control and C, or I could just go to the cell and right click and go copy. When I copy something, I'll get the marching ants effects around the cell. I'll go to the cell I want to paste this into. I'm just going to go across the row here. And now I want to paste. So I can either go up to the paste icon here, and you can see the keyboard shortcut for that is Control and V. I could also right click in the cell and paste. Now there are a number of different paste options, but we'll just go for the first one for the moment. And there's Sophia copied into cell H3. Okay, we'll just undo that there now. Now suppose I want to copy all the cities, so I'll start with Edinburgh and select all the way down to Prague. And as before, I'll go to copy or Control C, and I can right click over any of the cells. We'll just try that there, right click, and then go up to copy. Okay, now I'm going to paste them across here into column H, and when I paste them the column will be too narrow, but we can adjust that afterwards or before, it doesn't really matter. To paste now I can either right click and go to the first paste icon, or I could have gone up to the ribbon and pasted from there. And all I need to do here now is just to widen the column H, because column A was wider than the columns we had before. And then once I've finished copying and pasting, I just deselect. Okay, don't worry about the marching ants effect, that's going to disappear in a moment. Let's say we want to select row 1 and paste it into row 15. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so we can see all of this. So first of all, I'll select row 1, which has the titles, column headings in it. And as before, I can go copy or Control C or right click on the row selector. In this case is 1, and I'll just copy it there. Then I'll go down to row 16, and I now want to paste, so I can either go paste here. I could have gone Control and V, or I could have right clicked. And that's everything from row 1 copied into row 16. And when I'm finished, I'll just deselect. The marching ants effect at the top will disappear in a moment. And as you remember, we can undo that by going Control Z or hitting the undo icon on the title bar at the top of the screen, like so. I'm just going to clear the contents from these cells here first. I can right click and go clear contents, that's one way. Or I could go clear contents that way. And another way is just to hit my delete key. And they're gone. Now, if I want to move something, let's say I want to move the whole of column E, then I'm going to be cutting it and pasting it. We'll say we'll paste it into column H. So first of all, instead of copying this time, I want to cut. So I can either go up to the cut icon on the ribbon. You can see there as well that the keyboard shortcut for this is Control and X. And of course I could also right click and cut. Again, the marching ants effect, I'll just go over to column H here, right click and paste, and that's moved all the contents from column E into column H. Moving just means cutting and pasting essentially. And I'll just deselect here by putting my cell pointer, my mouse, into any cell. Okay, I've just brought my spreadsheet back to how it was when we started here, so I can demonstrate the next aspect, which is inserting rows and columns. As we know by now, rows are going across, and we can select the row by the row selector, the number on the left hand side here. Or if we want to select a column, we'll select the column selector. In this case, I'm going to select B, or I could select D. And if I wanted to select two columns at the same time, I hold my control key down and click the second one. Okay, I'll just deselect there now. Now suppose I want to put an empty column to the left of column D here. This will move everything across, so column D will become column E. All I need to do is right click on the column and go Insert, and now I have a clear blank column D. I have my insert options here, which just ask me if I want to format the same as the left column or as the right column. In this case it doesn't really matter because they're both formatted the same, but I could also choose to clear the formatting. Suppose I want to put in another column here, so I want a column between F and G, so I want to put my mouse onto column G and then right click and go Insert. Now I have a blank column G and column H has moved across. Same with rows. If I want to put a row above Paris here, row 5, I'll select row 5, then right click and go Insert. That will give me a clear row above Paris, and I have the same insert options whether I want to format the same as above or below. In this case it doesn't matter because they are formatted the same anyway, but I could also choose to clear the formatting. Formatting here in this particular spreadsheet is just the bold for the city titles and for the font size. We'll be looking at formatting in more detail in the next module. And I'm sure you know by now how to undo all of this would be to go Control Z, and if I go Control Z again, that will take out the other column that I created, and Control Z again will bring me back to where I started, and I'll just deselect after that. Now if I wanted to delete a whole row or column, let's say I want to delete the whole row 10 for Lisbon, I can right click and go delete, like so, and the whole of that row has gone. I'll just undo that again, Control Z. As you notice, that's the slight difference to clearing the contents. If I was to clear the contents for this, I'd right click and go clear contents. That leaves the row still there, but the row has not been deleted. I'll just undo that again. Suppose I want to select a column. Let's say I want to delete column F. I'll select column F, and the same as I did with the row, right click and delete. And that's that whole column gone. Just undo that again. And as before, that's different from clearing the contents. If I just wanted to clear the values from here, as we know, I can just select them and either right click and clear formatting, or go to my ribbon and clear formatting, or hit my delete key. like so. And I'll just undo that again, Control Z. Good, okay, now we're just going to look at autofill. And I feel I need a new spreadsheet for this. So rather than reopen or create a new spreadsheet, I'm just going to add an extra sheet to this workbook. And you see my mouse is down at the bottom. Here I'm just going to click the plus sign to give myself a new sheet. Sheet 1 is still there. You can have any number of sheets within a workbook. I'll just zoom into this one because this is technically a brand new spreadsheet. Okay, and zoom in there. And I just want to demonstrate autofill. Now, suppose I just put in Monday here and then hit return, as I would do with any cell once I finish with it. And now I want to go back up to Monday. Now, if I was to copy this cell, I could right click and go copy and then paste it anywhere within the worksheet. I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut this time, Control V. I do have paste options here. Don't worry about these, we'll look at all of these in a while. To undo that again, I'll go Control Z. I still have the marching ants effect here on cell A1 because that's being copied, but I'll just click back into it. One way to stop the marching ants effect is to just click Save or go Control S. Now, if I was to go to the bottom right hand corner of the cell, you'll notice that my white plus sign has changed into a black plus sign. If I left click at the bottom right hand corner and run the mouse down, you'll notice that Tuesday's appearing, then Wednesday, and so on. Okay, we'll go as far as Sunday. But when I let go of the mouse, lo and behold, it's completed the days of the week for me. And I have options here, autofill options. Basically what I'm doing here is filling the series. I have other options here as well that I could use also. I'll just undo that, Control Z. If I was just to type in something different like Paris and then hit return, I'm not going to get the same effect when I relative copy. When I run that down, all I'm going to get in the rest of the cells is Paris, because that's not an autofill. Okay, autofill works for days of the week, months of the year. So let's just try January and hit return. Go back up to January. Left click, drag that down, and as you can see here on the right, it's putting the rest of the months in for us. I'll just go as far as September. Okay, and I'll just widen the column there because as you notice that the R of September seems to be running into column B, but it's not actually, it's just the column needs widening. So we'll just widen that slightly. This will also work horizontally across the rows. Say for example, I want to put days of the week going horizontally across. Let's just select what I have there and delete those. So I'll just type Monday here, hit return, go back to the cell, go to bottom right hand corner and run across. Okay, and we'll go as far as Sunday there. Let go, there's our days of the week. Wednesday's a little bit hidden, so we'll just widen the column there. I could have also done that with numbers as well. 1 here. I'll use my tab key to jump to cell B3. Go back to cell A3, where Y1 is. Bottom right hand corner of the cell, left click, run it across. Even though we're just seeing ones, when we get to Sunday here, column G, I go to my autofill options, click the down arrow and go to Fill Series and deselect. We can also create our own custom lists. Say, for example, that you want to put in, let's just say, some colours here. Okay, I'll just select those three there. Now I go up to File and Options. Okay, and we'll go into the Advanced tab here. And I'll scroll down until I get to Custom Lists. And I'll click Edit Custom Lists. And you'll notice that here it has the range of cells which I've selected there, the red, the green and the blue. So I'll just go Import, and now I have a new list. So I'll go OK to that, and then OK to the Excel options window. Now I go over here to cell C5, type in red, hit return, go back to the cell, bottom right hand corner, run down, and I have my own custom list. You can do this with any number of options. I'll just show you that again. If you just go to File, Options, go to the Advanced tab, scroll down, at the bottom here, go to Edit Custom Lists, and you could add your own list from here as well by putting in your own options. For example, John, Mary, Peter, and then go OK to that, and then go OK to the Excel options window. So if I type John here now, go back up to John there, left click, run that down, and so. Quite straightforward. Now I'll just undo what I've done there. Okay, I'm just hitting my Control Z to undo everything there. Suppose I want to put in a cell comment here. Suppose, let's go to Tuesday, and I want to put a comment in. I can right click and go Insert Comment, and I'll just put in a comment like so. When I finish with it, I'll just click out of it, and you'll notice that that cell now has got a little red marker at the top right hand corner, and if I hold my mouse over it, I can see the comment for that particular cell. If I want to get rid of that comment, I just right click and delete the comment. And so we'll just show that again on Friday. So I'll right click and then go Insert Comment. Okay, I'll just put in a little comment here. Okay, and click away from the cell. When I hold my mouse over, I'll see the comment. I can right click and either delete the comment or edit the comment if I just want to make some changes to the comment here, like so, and that's my comment. I also have options on the Review tab of the ribbon to edit the comment, delete the comment, find the next comment, or rather the previous one, and then or the next one, assuming I've got more than one here. Now for my next demonstration, we need to look at spell check. So I'm just going to go back to sheet 1 here, and I need to make some errors here so they'll be picked up by the spell checker. I'll just change Berlin and give it an M instead. Let's do one more. Let's go to Edinburgh and misspell that with another G, like so. On the same Review tab on the ribbon, I can go to Spelling top left, you can see that the function key there is F7. Notice that I only have cell A3 selected with Sophia in it. Okay, so I'll click spelling, and it's gone straight for Berlin, or Berlim, and it's just like Word, we can change to the suggested options here or retype it. So I'll change that. Yes, I want to continue from the beginning, and it's found Edinburgh is spelt incorrectly, so I'll just choose the correct spelling of Edinburgh and click change, and we're good to go. Okay, now we'll look at find and replace. Let's say, for example, that we want to change every instance of London to Liverpool. Yes, there's only one London there, we can see it, and we could quite easily change it. However, let's use the command, which is on our home tab. So we'll go to our home tab at the top here, and then far right across here we go find and select, and we actually want to replace. If we just wanted to find, we could just find London, but we actually want to replace it with Liverpool. And notice that the keyboard shortcut for this is Control and H. Anyway, we'll click replace there. So I'll just click into find what. I want to find London and replace with Liverpool. Okay, and then I can replace them one at a time or replace all of them. There's only one I know, so we'll go replace all. Okay, and it tells me it's made one replacement. Good. And I'll click close to that. Now suppose I wanted to be more specific and just wanted to change, say, values here. Let's say our initial values are now going to be 150 and 130 instead of 120 and 140. So I'll just select those again there because this is the only area we want to replace. So I'll go up to my find here and I want to replace every 140. So I'll select my London, take that out there, and I want to replace it with 150. So I'll just type in 150 there and then go replace all, and it's made 3 replacements. Okay. While I'm still there, I want to replace my 120s. Okay, so I want to find 120s and we'll change that to 140, I think. 140. And we'll just go replace all again. And it's found the other 10 values which were 120 and are now 140. Okay, and then we'll click close and we're done with that. Suppose again, if I wanted to change any instance of 8, for example, to 7. Now are there any 8s here? Yes, there's an 8 in the 148 there, but I actually don't want to replace that. So let's go find and replace again. So I want to find any instance of 8 and replace with, let's say, 9. Okay, now I should be careful here because I only want to replace them one at a time, so I'll just go replace. Now it's found the 8 in 45.8, but I actually don't want to find that or change that. So I just want to go find next, and there's another one there. I don't want to replace that. Find next. If I'd have gone replace all, I would have changed all the 8s to 9s. And that's it. Okay, for an exercise, you can download the spreadsheet called Agencies Exercise, and on the first worksheet here, the data, you'll see the original worksheet. Then just go to the second worksheet here, questions, and have a go at trying these 6 questions. Edit the cell with Liverpool to London. Edit cell C7 to 292. Create a new blank column in front of column A. Delete the row for Lisbon. Use Autofill to number the city starting with Edinburgh. Use Find and Replace to change the contract values from 279 to 299. If you want to have a look at the solutions, they are also there on the third worksheet. And that's how it should look. And here's just a recap of what we've covered in this module 3 of editing workbooks. Thanks for watching.